I was one of the early ones that we started doing no-till soybeans years and years ago. Drilling them into corn stalks. It was we didn't really have an option. We had a bad fall and early spring, and that was the way to go. Herbicides were able to do it, but I don't know. We've tested a lot of different things over years and tried things to be a little more innovative, to push, trying to get better returns, higher yields, more profit. And I've done a lot of stuff over the years of trying to push fertilizer rates, more fertilizer. You know, if you're going to get more yield, you got to have more fertilizer. Wasn't doing it. So now we're kind of trying to push yields higher using less and less and less fertilizer. So it's kind of odd that, we're going the opposite way.
There's just such an opportunity, I think, for farmers to be more educated. And the data is there, the resources are there. You cannot have the excuse of, well, that doesn't work in my neighborhood or whatever. Though those guys are from Iowa, that can't work here. We go, on our farm, we have from like 0.75% organic matter to 6.5% organic matter. We have A slopes, we have D slopes, we have super heavy soils, we have rocks. And it works in all of those systems, and especially in some of those extremes, that's where it works even better. But it boils down to, though, we're doing this because it's profitable. We're doing this because it's able to build back onto the farm, and we're seeing it work and working with Mother Nature versus working against her. It's just such a better strategy, I think, for long-term resilience, and that's part of the, being 6th and 7th generation. It's you've got to be able to focus on the long term on all that and utilize the resources that we have, utilize data, and make better, more informed decisions. But there's so much available that we're able to tap into. None of this stuff are we going at it alone by any means. And I think that's huge. And farmers need to realize, there's a ton of opportunity out there. This is very clearly where things are going. So we better get it figured out. There's real opportunity here, so don't push back against it. Figure it out, figure out what's going to work for your operation. Hopefully we can continue to avoid regulation in doing this, but drive innovation, figure out, be creative, and it's just really cool to see as farmers catch on and start the flywheel spinning. We're utilizing these practices as offensive management tools. I think cover crops and stuff, we frame them too much as a defensive tool to protect against erosion and protect water and just only for defense. Well, we want those things, but it's hard to put a dollar figure and a ROI on that. We're really thinking about the cover crop as that's our nutrient stabilizer. That's our weed suppression. That's our herbicide program. That's our crop resilience and ability to plant in the spring, ability to spray when we need to in the spring, ability to be able to go and harvest the way that we want and not rut everything up and just make a mess. It's more so utilizing the biology as the driver. We want to know what nutrient gain are we getting from that cover crop, how much is tied up in that cover crop, when do I get it back, how do I account for that, and tie that data into our proactive management systems. But a farmer needs to know what to do with the data, not just data for the sake of data, but data for actually making a decision that impacts the bottom line. So that's been a huge one. Obviously, that's what we're doing with Continuum Ag and topsoil and such is, putting that data together, helping a farmer to actually understand, now what do I do? Okay, I get it, I see the video, now what do I do? Well, you gotta find other people around you, you gotta gather the right data. If you don't have some, it definitely helps. You don't have to have it, but it definitely helps to make an informed decision, reduce risk, and be able to be very successful in year one of going and implementing these systems. Land values to me is being able to carry on that family tradition. Being 7th generation, that's a pretty cool deal. And if we're gonna be here for another 7 generations, we gotta be able to take care of it for the long haul. We gotta be moving things in the right direction.